Both myself and Rob, we were in the IT industry. Rob worked for BT, I worked for the company Quicksilver, and we just got to the point where we'd had enough of the corporate side of things, and we just wanted to move. We always had a plan to move to Australia, so we decided literally just to up everything and just go to Australia. My sister-in-law said, well, why don't you go into the coffee, and I set up a mobile coffee van. And that's what we did. So Rob got that interest in the coffee, and literally within a month of arriving, we managed to get a coffee van, kit it all out, and literally created Rave Coffee in Australia. Just as I passed my student course, we were pretty much stuck over there without any visa at all. So what we decided to do was then come back and start Rave over here. But instead of going to the front end of the cafe side, which is hard work, or mobile coffee van, we decided to take one step further back and do the manufacturing side. It's quite an engineering, or it's a manufacturing process, and Rob's of that mindset. So, you know, to learn about it and to actually roast it, it's like engineering. The guys tend to very much sort of talk to the brokers, see what flavours are out there, what's most popular. Then we buy the product in based on some cupping tasting that they might do. Then once they've sort of looked at the way that it's been recommended to be roasted, they will do trial roasts on the small batch roaster. Once they've got it right on a small batch roaster, then they'll do small roasts on the bigger roastery, so they'll weigh your coffee in. You know, they might roast it light, do a dark roast, just to get the sort of different profiles of flavours. It's very much, if you go light, they'll do it up to first crack, things like that. It's just trial and error, I suppose, to a degree with the roasting side of things. And then once you've got that profile, that's what's set into the machine, and then they can run the roaster from there.
I worked as a chef before, so flavour and things like that have always been important to me. And when I realised coffee could be so many different flavours, it just blew my mind and blew me away. And I wanted to investigate more. It started off just serving coffee and kind of learning how to do it. But then I realised I really wanted to work on the creative aspect of it, bringing out what I could out of each coffee to make it kind of be its best, show what its flavours could, much like cooking. And I realised the only way to do that was roasting. It's what I do, what I love. Different densities, different water content, from different origins, different processing methods, they all affect the way that we'd go about roasting it. Every single bean is different. Whether it be of different varietals sometimes can have an impact. And they all will play a huge part. It's a little bit more complicated than people think. First thing I do is write up a roast list, schedule it for the day, see what cupping I need to do from the day before roasting, make notes on that, maybe adjust a roast or re-roast something if I didn't think it was up to par. Cup coffee, taste coffee all day, repeatedly, over and over and over, and then it's the end of the day and I go home. We do sensory cupping, which is where you kind of line up, say I've got a coffee that tastes, I think, like grapefruit, peaches and walnuts. I will go buy grapefruit, peaches and walnuts, and the idea is it's training your palate to remember a flavour or a nuance of a flavour. And when you then cup the coffee, to be able to mentally recall that and say, that's the flavour, I remember that, because we do go and go, right, so that's nectarines, that's overripe nectarines, that's unripe, that's sour, that's tart. You train your palate, and that memory is how we come up with the tasting notes. And It's a lot like cooking in that respect.
Most coffee beans are grown around the equator, so a lot of it is third world countries. We can get from Papua New Guinea, Colombia, Brazil, all sorts of different areas.
We go to Africa, we go to Tanzania, Kenya, Ethiopia, sometimes Cameroon, Rwanda, Congo, and then going over to Central and South America, Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, Mexico, Peru, pretty much anywhere in the world. Occasionally Cuba if it's been a good year. We like to have a large variety on offer, so we keep it seasonal, always fresh crop. If they produce coffee and it's up to our standards, we'll buy it.
We wanted to be something different, just a little bit out there, but our industry now in the UK is now moving up into that kind of taste, and people are understanding that there are different varieties out there, different tastes. So it was trying to give that sort of something different really, rather than just following mainstream. What you tend to find is the type of customers we've got are interested in coffee. They've got that passion for coffee, so they know generally how to brew it, or if they don't, then they'll find that information because they're paying over the odds, probably a little bit more than a supermarket coffee that they're just chucking a cafetiere. So, you know, people that we tend to find are people that have got the passion and will know how to brew it properly. I think just once you've got a passion for something, you can just grow it really. I've always wanted for people to recognise our logo. So it's a little bit like Starbucks. You could actually take away the word Starbucks and know what that is. So I suppose the ambition in the future is to be able to have that reputation, good reputation, of if someone saw our logo, they know that it's going to be good coffee in here. So that's sort of driving us forward.